Welcome to the Activated Storyteller's 55th podcast, August 2nd, 2007.
This week's story is The Three Billy Goats from Poland.
Hi, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Zephyr.
And together we are
the Activated Storytellers.
We are coming to you from Walnut Creek, California, where we just finished doing the first ever Family Theatre Festival at the Lesher Center.
A tradition since 2007.
We helped kick it off this year. It was a great, tremendous success. We'll tell you a bit about that. We also have a special guest star with us this week. Would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Libby.
And Libby, how do we know you? Where'd you come from? Where did we pick you up?
Camp.
Libby is another one of Zephyr's friends from camp. You want to talk about Libby?
Yes.
Here, wait. Let me turn her around so you can talk about her behind her back.
Libby is a friend of mine from camp who's the second one we've had on the show in 2 weeks. And it seems kind of weird that we're on the complete opposite coast. But as we mentioned before, last week we got flown out to do the theater festival. So here we are in California, and we'll be back. The next time you hear us, we'll be back on the East Coast again.
Yes, actually, last week we had Keisha guest star, and she was in Massachusetts. Also met Zephyr at camp in Oregon. That's from Not Back to School camp. And this week we have Libby with us, who, again, met Zephyr at camp last year and is in California. She was a great help for us at the Family Theatre Festival, running our errands and doing all the stuff that we couldn't do because we were in the show. So I want to thank you very much for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so last week we had our trivia question. I finished the book, by the way, a while ago. But now our trivia question this week was, what does the JK in J.K. Rowling stand for? So, who knows the answer?
I do.
Go ahead, give us the answer.
Joanne Kathleen. Joanne is her first name, and Kathleen is, I believe, her grandmother's name. She doesn't have a middle name.
Yeah, the reason that she ended up using the initials J.K. was because her publisher, who wasn't expecting the books to be very successful at first, boy, did they turn out to be wrong. Her publisher wanted her to use her initials because they weren't gender specific, and they felt that might have a better chance with boys. So she ended up using her initials, and I guess it stuck. So,
Reminds me of S.E. Hinton, the novelist who wrote a number of novels dealing with teenage boys, like The Outsiders, and S.E. Hinton was a young woman.
Do we know her name? We're going to make that this week's trivia question. Well, if you know, go ahead and give us a call. The number is 206-350-5016 if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions.
And we are in Walnut Creek, California, and in case you're not familiar with Walnut Creek, it is in the San Francisco Bay Area, so we're back in our old stomping grounds where we started out, these many years ago. And we were at the Dean Lesher Center, which is a magnificent performing arts center. I believe it has 4 theaters in it.
And there were like 3 or 4 main stage shows going on at the festival for the Family Theatre Festival, and 22 acts all together running throughout the day. A tremendous amount of work went into pulling this festival off.
and it was a lot of fun to perform too. Normally, I'm not too fond of crowds at a festival of any kind because they tend to be very restless and eager to go to the next thing. But this festival, I think, was an exception. The crowd was not only fun to perform for, but it looked like they had a lot of good things going on just at the festival in general. Although one thing that I wish we could have done was had a chance to see more of the other acts.
Like any of the other acts would have been fun to see.
I did manage to catch, well, we all managed to catch, I think, some of the outside performances they had, like Clank, a percussion group that played. It reminded me of the Broadway show Stomp.
Yeah, I thought of that too as I went along, except they're wearing hazmat uniforms.
And seeing them perform reminded me why we do not do outside shows.
Why?
Outside shows are a nightmare, especially with our show. Things tend to, especially if there's wind and our props blow away. But those poor guys looked like they were sweating like I've never seen anyone sweat. Not only are they out here performing in the heat, but they're in hazmat suits to boot. So
yeah, there was also a group that was doing sword fighting. And, well, we'll find out. Libby, what was your take on the whole festival?
It was crazy.
It was
too much stuff going on.
Too much, huh? Yeah. Okay. Well, this is the first time you've seen our show, right?
I've seen little clips of it from the online
from the website
sample video thing.
Yeah, it was a one-day festival, which is kind of interesting in itself. I don't think I've ever attended a one-day festival before. So they really crammed a lot into one day. And I think probably if they continue doing it, which they apparently are going to, then they'll expand it to more than one day.
Yeah, they're talking about 2 days for next year. Gary Rosen's family was there, another family performers, brother and sister act.
And they had a group called the Sippy Cups, who are apparently very popular in the Bay Area.
All right. So that was this week. And now we have a story for you this week with our special guest star, Libby. We are going to perform The Three Billy Goats.
Once upon a time, there were 3 Billy Goats. Oh, actually, one of them was a Susie goat. But in any case, there were 3 goats who are siblings, and one day they were going to go across the bridge because they heard there was some delicious laundry hanging on a line. But they had to cross a bridge, and under the bridge lived a mean, nasty, ugly, disgusting troll. So the first goat headed across the bridge.
Chip chop, I'm the smallest Billy Goat.
Who's that trip-tropping over my bridge? Despite the fact that you just stated who you are, I just need to make sure.
I'm the smallest Billy Goat.
Oh, good. I was hungry. I was wondering when lunch was going to be delivered.
Oh, I'm far too small for you to eat. You may as well wait for my sister who's coming along.
Eat now, eat later. Eat now, eat later. Oh... Okay, I'll tell you what, you keep going, I'll wait for your sister. In the meantime, I'll see if I can find some appetizers around here somewhere.
So the troll found a boot that someone had lost and chowed down on it, and the little Billy Goat went on to that great laundry smorgasbord on the other side of the river. Then along came the second goat.
Drip, drop, drip, drop, drip, drop.
Who's that drip-dropping over my bridge?
It is I, next Billy Goat Gruff.
Not too bright, are you?
Not really.
But I'm hungry, it doesn't matter.
Hungry? I didn't bring any food.
You are the food.
I don't see any food around here. That's why I'm going to the other side of the river to get some food.
Okay, but you're not going to make it to the other side of the river because I'm going to eat you if it doesn't make me stupider.
I don't think I like that idea. I think maybe I'm not big enough for you to eat. Maybe you should just wait for the next Billy Goat.
Oh, this sounds really familiar. What'd you guys do, write a script or something? Okay, alright, I'll tell you what, you go across. I'm gonna wait for the next Billy Goat.
So the second goat headed on across the bridge to enjoy pajamas and socks. And then along came the third Billy Goat Gruff, who was the biggest, meanest, fiercest, most odoriferous of them all. Trip, trop, trip, trop, trip, trop.
Who's that trip-tropping across my bridge?
I am the third Billy Goat Gruff. I put the rough in gruff. Huh, who's asking?
It's me, the troll. I put the roll in troll.
Yeah, well, why don't you just roll on out of here, huh?
No can do, pal. Look, I'm hungry, okay?
And this concerns me because...
Because you look tasty.
Oh, yeah? Well, bring it on, bud. That's right. Come on. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
My daddy's the other troll. He used to work under this bridge, but he passed away a couple years ago.
Well, it smells like they need to bury him.
All right, come on, pal. Let's go.
You don't want to butt heads with me. I'm the original butt head.
Whatever, pal.
All right, you asked for it. That's when you yell Geronimo and fall over.
Ah!
Well, I worked up quite an appetite knocking that big lug off the bridge. I think I'm going to go eat a whole tuxedo now. And so he went on across, and they were not bothered by the troll anymore. And that's the story of the three Billy Goats. Just as you remember your grandmother reading it to you.
Somehow I think we changed it up just a little bit.
Okay, coming up we have shows in Connecticut and Massachusetts. We are returning to Ledyard, Connecticut.
Actually, the podcast will be debuting the same day that we're performing in Ledyard, which is August 2nd.
And speaking of things that are debuting, my third book is coming out finally because
Promises.
Yeah, but I actually finished it this time, so it's done.
Yeah, he finished writing it in longhand on the plane. Zephyr tends to write all of his books in longhand first and type them out, so he's got to get it typed out first, but soon, right?
Yeah, that'll take all of about 2 seconds.
Okay. By third book, we mean his Tales from Under the Crevice series. This one is going to be called Tales from Under the Cubbyhole.
And then, as we mentioned, we'll be coming back to California in very short order. Just hardly have time to unpack our bags on the East Coast, and we head back out here.
And that's all Libby's fault.
Sorry. Love you.
No. Tell us what's coming up here, Libby. You know about it more than we do.
The HSC conference in Sacramento, which is the Homeschool of California conference. We're going to have the activated storytellers performing.
Yes, we'll be there, and you've got a lot of events happening here. We'll just do a little interview about that, and then we'll go wrap it up. There will be a part of the HSC conference, the Homeschoolers Conference in California, performing and doing some workshops. So what type of, this is basically, it's an event for homeschoolers.
Yeah. People trying to learn about homeschooling and figure out what it is and meet people.
And so lots of events, lots of things going on, such as?
Well, we have a bunch of fire spinners coming that are going to teach us how to spin fire.
Ooh, you get to play with fire. And you got a lot of programs going on for the teen. You're the teen coordinator for the whole event.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What do you got going on for the teens?
Okay. The teens, there's a group of us teens that plan all of the teen events in the conference. And
games and...
Oh, yeah. Well, we plan all kinds of games. We get speakers to come. We have a scavenger hunt. We have random games that are going on, such as Assassin.
Okay, so lots of fun stuff going on.
And I understand that you have one of the world's most amazing, incredible authors coming to tell everyone about his spectacular books and teach people how to write. I understand this guy is just absolutely incredible.
Meaning you.
I think exactly meaning him.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing some stuff on writing in my books at HSC, so I think everyone should come out and see that, because if you don't, then you're not as cool as everybody else.
All right, so there is still time to register for the event, and how do they get to the to register?
Go to hsc.org.
hsc.org if you're interested in homeschooling and you're in California, and it's going to be in Sacramento, August 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th.
Okay, once again, if you have comments or questions, give us a call at 206-350-5016.
Links and show notes can be found at activated.libsyn.com. That's LIBSYN.com.
And now we head to the Boston area.
Yep, we'll catch you there next week.
See you when we park our cars in Boston.
Goodbye, Libby. Thank you for being with us this week.
Bye.
The Activated Storytellers perform at schools and libraries nationwide. On stage, we use American Sign Language, physical comedy, imaginative props, and a giant, oversized book to bring the stories to life. For booking information, check our website at www.activated-storytellers.com, where you can also find out when the Activated Storytellers will be performing near you. Read a story or order one of our audio CDs. Until next time.